Today, people have more opportunities and tools than ever before to help them achieve the profession they want. The internet and digital technologies have played a major role making education more available. Despite this, many regions of the world are still lacking access to finance training or education. Today, we're in Davos at the annual summit to sit down with Tim Vipond, the CEO and co-founder of Corporate Finance Institute, a company that's on a mission to democratize access to financial education and training. Tim, welcome to Davos, and of course, welcome to the World Economic Forum. It's a pleasure to have you here with us in the studio today.
Thank you. It's my honor to be here.
Now, the Corporate Finance Institute has an ambitious mission to make financial education more accessible. Talk to us about the story behind this and exact problem you're trying to solve here.
Yes, I co-founded CFI 10 years ago with a mission to democratize education and training that was previously only available if you worked at like an elite global bank. And so the problem that arose was people weren't getting practical training at university. You're getting mostly theoretical stuff. Then you're on the job, but you need practical training. So that's where CFI comes in to give you the practical skills you need.
And I take it that you probably worked in a financial institution, probably faced these similar challenges and needed a better solution out there.
Yeah, exactly. I started my career in investment banking, and I essentially came to build the training program that I would have needed when I started, or that I would have benefited from when I started my career. So I kind of had to learn the hard way. Through mentoring, through trial and error, through developing as a professional. But now we've laid it out in a curriculum, so you can just follow the curriculum at your own pace and learn world-class financial analysis.
Now, in which markets right now is CFI having the most impact in?
Well, the US is still our biggest market, but we're seeing the highest growth rates in many really up-and-coming markets, such as in the Middle East, in Saudi Arabia and UAE, in South Africa, in Singapore. So now the majority of our revenue comes from outside of the United States, and we're seeing really high growth rates in a lot of these emerging countries.
That's incredibly fascinating because I know you're always traveling and you're actually meeting the learners on the ground. Can you talk to us about that experience? What are you hearing from all the people who are learning on your platform?
Yeah, that's right. I have the privilege of traveling around and meeting our learners, and my next trip is going to be to the Middle East and Dubai and Riyadh, where I'm going to be talking to learners. And we're constantly hearing about the career success that they're having through our training program. So 75% of our learners say that within 1 month of completing the certification, they've had some sort of career advancement. So they're getting actual tangible results in their career from completing the programs.
And are you targeting those who are just entering their finance career in the early stages, or is it also tailored to those who have a little bit more experience under their belt?
Well, at this point, we have 250 courses, so we span the full career path of a finance professional. So we've got, the entry-level stuff, mid-career stuff, and then we've got later stage leadership type stuff like business strategy and so on. So it's really a career-long learning pathway. But I would say most of the people are early to mid-career.
And give us a sense of who you're working with. What companies are currently using CFI right now to train their internal finance teams?
Yeah, it happens in a few different ways. So first of all, most of our learners are individual people. What often happens is the individuals take our training programs, they get hired at a company, they move up, become the hiring manager, and then they institute our training program at their company. And sometimes it starts at the company where a CFO or head of finance will come to us and ask for our training. So it's kind of happening top down and bottom up. And some examples of companies that are using us are big global accounting firms like KPMG, Deloitte, PwC. We also have government-like institutions like the Asia Development Bank using our courses as well.
So it really seems you rely on word of mouth to get the message across, and then slowly an individual becomes a corporate or business client of yours.
Exactly right. Yeah, it's been a word of mouth and organic strategy from the beginning. We really believe in content and the value of putting content out in the world, and that helps us with word of mouth.
Tim, I'd love to know right now when we go online and we want to upskill or train ourselves, it seems pretty overwhelming. We're inundated with so many options out there. How do you see yourself in these sea of options and learning opportunities?
Yeah, you're right. There is an overwhelming amount of options out there. But really, it comes down to the brand that we've built, the trust that we've earned with our learners, and the results that they get from taking our programs. So we actually see employers now often starting to ask for our credentials like at the FMVA. So it's in the job description or the job posting. That boosts credibility and awareness. So people are actually hearing about us through their colleagues, through their classmates if they're in university. And that's the best kind of endorsement you can get.
We, of course, have to bring AI into the conversation.
Right.
How are you tapping into AI to actually optimize your company's offerings?
Yeah, AI is affecting our business and creating opportunities in a few different ways. The first one is in terms of the content that we teach. So we're now teaching finance professionals how to use AI to stand out, to upskill, and to be leaders in their jobs. So we've created AI courses and AI programs. The second is we use AI to actually build our courses. So it helps us in terms of reviewing the courses, updating them, making changes to them. And then finally, we've productized AI. So we have like AI chatbots and things that can help our learners move through the courses. So AI is kind of throughout our business now.
So it seems that more and more in the future, we're going to see more personalized offerings for learners out there.
Yeah, I think ultimately we could get into something a little more generative where there's custom learning pathways and so on. But at the moment, it's still primarily a human-led curriculum, which we believe in the current moment is still the best way to get the training.
Tim, final thoughts. How do you see the finance profession actually evolving in the next, say, 5 years? And how can CFI really stay ahead of the curve?
Right. Well, call me an optimist, but I think it's going to be a bright future for finance professionals. I actually draw an analogy from what happened with radiology, where they were predicting the end of radiologists. And actually what happened was with AI, there was the ability to just produce more radiology scans. And so now it's prolific. Same thing in finance. As you can perform better analysis, faster analysis, you can do more of it. So companies can make better decisions. Companies can build models in cases that they might not have been able to before. So essentially, you're going to see this explosion of opportunity for finance professionals.
Well, Tim, it certainly seems that you're going to be kept busy over the next couple of years. It's been a pleasure speaking with you. Thank you so much and enjoy the rest of your week here in Davos.
Thank you. It was my pleasure.
Today, millions of people around the world are turning to CFI to build the credentials and skills needed to succeed in financial professions. By leveraging AI, the company hopes to continue to refine its offerings and provide tailored learning experiences for professionals to excel at any stage of their career.